Okay, prop the mic here. What's up, Dave?
We're back. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. The eye's feeling better. Got
Yeah.
lots of games to look at tonight. It was an exciting one last night, but when there's only one, it's kind of anticlimactic. Climactic.
Yeah. Dallas's struggles on the road continue.
That's for sure. Yeah.
But I think a star was born last night. Killian Hayes was on fire. I don't really know much about him. I guess he was drafted like maybe two years ago, and
Yes.
played some ball overseas.
There's this guy Kevin O'Connor that is he's like the head NBA guy for the Ringer, and he's been super high on Killian Hayes going back to the draft. So I feel like I'm waiting to listen to his pod later today. I'm sure he's going to take a victory lap after last night's performance.
Yeah, I think that team has some potential.
Yeah.
Between Bagley and Jaden Ivey and Killian Hayes.
Can we just mention how Bagley crushed last night when we were both on him?
He did. He hit that points, the 10 points by halftime.
Yep.
And I think he was like at 6 rebounds.
He was almost 20 and 20, right?
Yeah.
Or no, 12 rebounds.
Yeah.
It was 19 and 12, something like
19 and 12. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. All right. Never mind.
And then there was also, I didn't see it, but I saw people posting about it. There was also a play, I think, where Isaiah Stewart, is that the other big man?
Yep.
Yeah, he had four rebounds on one play, which is just like
I love those.
Yeah. And finished it by tipping in for the 2
and
points.
you get the bucket too. Pure gold. I love those.
That's my boy, but I'm steering clear of him because of his fourth quarter antics.
Yes.
All right, let's
his or his coaches, I guess.
Yeah, his coaches. He would want to be out there.
Yes.
So let's dive into tonight's slate. We got 11 games in total?
I believe so.
We're gonna again focus on 6 that had good props out there and maybe some storylines. I don't know. All right, so let's go into the first. So we got 7 p.m. We got the Wizards at the Hornets. Wizards are 11 and 11. Hornets are 6 and 15. Hachimura still out for the Wizards, and Ball and Hayward are out for Charlotte. Charlotte's just a sad scene there. So much potential, just not happening.
Yeah. LaMelo's out.
I guess so. I don't know. Yeah. He came back and then he stepped on that fan's ankle, and Hayward I think is just done like forever.
Yeah, I think it's over for him.
Too many injuries. Charlotte's getting 3 points, and the total is 224. Sharps were on Charlotte and the over.
Okay.
All right. What do you like here?
So this was one of the more difficult games. I had this and the Lakers Bucks game were two of the more difficult games for me for whatever reason today to find something on. But I did a little digging, and I think Beal's been getting hot. I feel like he's coming into that form from a couple of years ago. His line tonight on points is 23.5. He's done it in his last 7 of 10. His last 4 road games, he's cleared that. Last 5 of 6 on 1 day rest, and his last 2 against Charlotte. So I think a lot of signs point to him crossing that 24-point threshold tonight.
Yeah, that's who I was looking at as well. I went with I like his point total, but I'm gonna go with a super risky
the threes
underplay on his threes.
Oh, ooh, why?
Because I think so he's hit 2 threes, which is his line, in 6 of 10 games, but he's over his last 3 games, and he went up. I don't remember exactly who they played, but they went up against pretty good opportunities for him to be hitting that line, and he just continues to miss it. So I think he is falling back into form of not being a good 3-point shooter,
which was never his game.
And then on top of it, Charlotte is actually, despite their poor record, is actually one of the better defending teams against the 3.
Yeah.
So I think they don't give up a lot. So I kind of like that. what is a super sneaky parlay is taking the under 2 threes and parlaying with the over on his points. And you always
non-correlated parlay.
When they are opposing kind of
some extra
effects,
juice there.
You get some extra juice. So that gives you like something like plus 200 and something. I looked at.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's very I don't know what the word is, but
stupid. Is that the word you're looking for?
Maybe.
That's a very good bet for the game like this where nobody cares to watch it, or like the 10 o'clock game where you're gonna just not watch it either. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna go with under 1.5 threes on Beal.
Okay, all right, I like
It'll
that.
It'll be brutal. What else? You got anybody else in this game?
Yes. So I don't know if this is stupid or not, but I think I'm going to go back to the well on Denny.
Yeah, he didn't do much in the prior game, did he?
He didn't, and I'm picking some different lines here for him.
Okay,
very small lines. His assist line is 2.5. If you look at the trend line on it, it's going in the right direction for sure. He's done it in 4 of his last 5, 7 of his last 10, 5 of 6 on 1-day rest this season, and he's gotten there in each of his last 4 road games. So nice low number like we like. I like that. It's plus 105. The thing I was thinking to put it with, to just put all our eggs in the Denny Advia basket, is to put it with the steal tonight. That's minus 130. He's done that in his last 5 games and also his last 4 road games. So some good historical recent history there. I don't know what those. I can't get the steal line out to see what the parlay between those two, plus 105 and minus 130, but probably plus 200, something like that.
Yeah, plus 200 and something. Yeah. That's not bad. I'm not sold on this guy as much as you are, but
I'm not sold on him either. But looking for something for tonight.
You're looking for redemption. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, he proved me wrong the other night, and I want my redemption. Exactly.
All right. Can we move on from this game?
Yes, please.
All right. That's probably the worst game on the slate.
For sure.
But it was the early game, so it's always nice to cover that first one.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got a run back of the Heat at the Celtics, right? They played 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. Yeah.
Celtics won that game. I don't remember what the final score was, but that was a game that Tatum just went absolutely berserk. But I think Jimmy Butler's going to be back for this one, it looks like. He was questionable. So Heat are 10 and 12, so disappointing, I guess, first quarter of the season. There, to note, I'm also going to highlight this because I think it's relevant. Like, we called it out for the Mavs game last night. Mm-hmm. The Heat are 2 and 8 on the road.
Wow.
Celtics are 18 and 4, and 11 and 1 at home. So you got strong home team, probably the strongest home team, going up against one of the weaker away teams. So Celtics are minus 7.5 in the game. Sharps were on the Heat though, and the under 226. So I think there's always this theory, can a team beat another team twice in a row like this? I guess that's part of the theory.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it will depend, one, if Jimmy's back. I'm sure if he's back, he'll be healthy enough to play. I mean, that was a big part of why Tatum went off last game, right? Not a lot of guys to throw at him, that can do a good job of defending him like Jimmy does.
What do you like here?
So, looking matchup wise, so this caught me a little off guard. The Boston's defense is dead last in mid-range frequency in the league and 29th in mid-range accuracy by their opponents. So there's definitely a place to target them, and there's no lines out yet for the Heat, but I wanted to bring it up because there's a couple players for the Heat that this suits their game, namely Bam. He's in the 98th percentile in mid-range shooting. So he would be the guy I'm definitely going to look to target. So we've spoken about centers against Boston, have performed well. It's a good matchup for them.
He just to stop on him for a second, he in 39 minutes in last game he put up 23 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. So yeah, I could see him putting up another big points game.
Yeah. The other two guys to look at is Hero and also Butler. They're both above the 80th percentile from the mid range at their positions. So two other guys I'd look at, but no lines to analyze there. The next matchup that I saw was Miami's defense is we've spoken about this is last in 3-point frequency.
Yeah.
Boston, on the other hand, their offense is number 2 in 3-point frequency and number 1 in 3-point accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a couple things here.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm Brogdon, 1.5 threes. If you look at his trend line, it's also just like Denny, trending in the right direction. He's done it in his last 6 games, including 5 threes twice, and one of those was that last game against Miami. He's also done his last 8 of 10 overall.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
and
that
7 of 9 on 1 day rest. Yeah, that's a good one.
He seems to be finding his place finally. Like
Yes.
it took him a while to find his role on this team, but he looked good in that last game. I could definitely see him draining a couple.
Yeah, for sure. If you look, and I also feel like White too. I mean, if you look at his trend line, it's kind of the same. He's also I like his threes tonight too. It's also 1.5. He's done it in his last 8 of 9 overall. He's done it in his last 8 straight home games, last 9 straight games on 1 day rest, and his last 4 games against Miami. So also good stats. But here's the doozy right here. Because of this huge 3-point discrepancy here, I got a monster parlay for you. Ready?
Okay.
We're going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Celtics.
Okay. To each hit how many threes?
Jaylen Brown, 1 3. Derek White, 1 3. Marcus Smart, 1 3. Malcolm Brogdon, 1 3. Al Horford, 1 3. Jason Tatum, 2 threes. It's plus 115.
Nice.
So just to go through this, Brown has only missed twice this season. Derek White would have only missed that 3 times. Marcus Smart 4 times. Brogdon twice, Horford once, and Tatum once. So I know it's only 115 for a 6-leg parlay, but I'm pretty I'm pretty into this tonight. I like this one.
That feels pretty good. I think they this is the team to do it against, probably them
Exactly.
or the Knicks or someone like that. So okay, cool. That's creative.
Thought that was fun. Yeah.
That is fun. You have anything else on the Celtics side?
No, that's it.
I mean, you pretty much play on every player. Well, so if people are bombing threes, somebody's got to be passing them the ball. So I went with assists. I liked Al Horford assists. I know you've played that before in the past.
Yep.
Nice low number, over 2.5. And usually when you get these low numbers, like that 2.5 will come with a price tag of like minus 140,
Yes.
minus 150. This is minus 110. So it's a nice value. Done it in 6 of his last 8 games, 4 of his last 4 games. And in the previous game against Miami 2 nights ago, he had 5 assists. So I think he only had 6 points. So I think against Miami, this is not a great matchup for him interior wise. I think Bam
has to go up against Bam. Yeah.
Yeah. So his 6 points came on 2 3-pointers. So that's good for your other parlay.
Yep.
But I think he's going to be getting the ball inside and then kicking it out, and I think he's going to get these assists pretty quickly. So Horford over 2.5 assists.
Yeah, I like that. I just saw. I was reading Phil Mushnick in the Post this morning, the media guy, sports media guy. And he was talking. He always like rails. He hates how the NBA has just become this 3-point league. And he pointed out to this example the other night. I guess they were talking about it on TNT, where Derek White had he had a fast break. He came down, easy layup or slam. Right before he gets to the basket, he turns around and kicks it out to I don't know who it was, like sitting out to take a 3, and they missed. Like it's just like sums up like, what are you doing?
Well, 3 is more than 2.
I suppose, but you have an uncontested 2 right there to take. No.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, Derek White's not that good, so let's move on to the next game. We got the Raptors, 11-10, facing the kind of resurging Nets, 12-11. Nets are -1.5 in the game. Sharps were actually on Toronto with kind of with their full lineup back, more or less. I think Achua might be
too.
Still out. Oh, really on Toronto.
Yeah.
The Raptors, though, are 3-8 on the road, so not a very good road team. But again, they've been battling injuries all year.
Yeah.
The Nets are still without Ben Simmons. He saw some success mounting in his career over the last week, and then he's just like, whoa,
Had to go
pump the brakes.
Yeah. Go take a nap or something. Yeah.
Totals 223.5, and Sharps are on, like I said, Toronto and the over. All right, what do you like here?
All right, a couple things stood out here. We've spoken about this a couple times recently. Brooklyn, worst rebounding team in the league, dead last defensively, dead last offensively. So I wanted to look to capitalize on somebody from Toronto cleaning up the boards tonight. So that was one. Another thing to take a look at was Toronto's defense. They're number 1 in turnover percentage. So I want to look for some steals from the Toronto side. Toronto, number 2 in mid-range defense. So that's Durant's game. We played this the other day when Washington was like the total opposite of Toronto, and I said, let's pounce on Durant here. I'm going to fade Durant tonight based on that. I like it with I like the Sharps being on the under too. So I don't know if I'm not betting on a Durant under. I'm just saying I'm not. I'm fading him.
Yeah, just to elaborate on that. Well, I don't know. They played in the second game of the season. Toronto won 109-105 in Toronto. I'm sorry, at the Nets. Durant was 8 for 18, 3 for 9 from 3, 8 for 10 from the free throw line, had 27 points. So did not have a bad game, but all of the other games around that were 30-plus point games.
Exactly.
So
yep.
By his standard, he's he struggled against Toronto.
Yeah.
So good support there.
All right. And then the last thing I picked up on was that Toronto is actually dead last in the league in opponent corner threes. So I wanted to look for somebody from Brooklyn whose game that fits. So here's what I came up with. Rebounding wise, Scotty Barnes, it's 5.5 rebounds, -105. He hasn't been great lately, but great success against Brooklyn. He's done it in his last 5 times he played Brooklyn. He's cleared that line. So given the matchup, I know he doesn't have the historical success among other teams, but I think this is a good spot for him to get those 6 rebounds tonight.
Yep.
If you wanted to juice that up, his steals are very compelling. One steal is -175. He's done that in 4 of his last 5 against Brooklyn. He's done it in his last 7 games, last 8 of 10 on one-day rest. And I wanted to point out in the 4 games that he's hit that with against Brooklyn, that included two games with 5 steals. So he seems to get there. So either putting those separately or maybe juicing them up and putting them together might be something nice. So that's all I got on the Toronto side.
Yeah, let me throw. I also, the only play I had on this game was actually Scotty Barnes as well, but I went with his blocks.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the value of it. 1 block was +100, and he's done it in 7 of 7 games.
Oh,
so
really? I don't know.
Yeah,
Pick up on that.
Because I think as a season average, he's not hit that very often. It's more of a recent trend. But he's having a block party. So of late,
steals and blocks is also something to look at. It's 1.5.
Yeah,
might be something. That's also +100. Might be
that might be
a bit more flexibility there. Yeah,
I actually like that better because
I think so too.
Because he can easily get 2 steals in a game.
Yep.
Or 1 steal and 1 block. So I will switch my play to.
Yeah, I'm going to switch mine too. Let's do it.
All right, cool. I like that a lot.
1.5 steal and block. There we go. +100.
All right, cool.
All right.
And then on the Brooklyn side, who do you like?
So because I'm fading Durant, I didn't look too much into him, but I wanted to find the guy who's going to get me his corner threes tonight. Royce O'Neal, 1.5 threes. Not a ton of recent success, whatever, but just in general, he's shooting 45%. Taking 45% of. No, I'm sorry. He's shooting 45% on corner threes. He's in a high percentile of shots are his. I didn't note it, but yeah, that's my play tonight.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I think this one could be. I don't know. The sharps are on the over, but on this, but
I'm sorry. I thought you said
I might have said under, but the sharps are on the over. But I think given the recent matchup, I think this is not going to be a super high scoring game. So
yeah.
So I like staying off of the stars on this one and focus on
I
the role
think so
players.
Too. I looked at Joe. Sorry, I looked at Joe Harris too. Just because 3-point, but he's actually been terrible from three. He's not shooting well at all this season.
He's just having a bad year. Yeah.
So I stayed away from that.
Yeah, the only other person that I liked the play, but I didn't like the value of it was FVV 3 threes. So I'm gonna look at that and keep an eye on it. If the line comes down a bit, I think it was like minus 150. Then it might be a decent play.
Okay.
All right. So the next game we got is the ESPN game, 7:30. We got the Lakers versus the Bucks. Lakers are 8-12, so they're kind of, I don't know. They're trying to get somewhere, doing something. They're not in the bottom of the barrel, but close.
Yeah.
2-6 on the road. Milwaukee is 15-5, 11-2 at home. So very similar to that Celtics. Really strong home team. The Bucks are minus 8.5. Sharps are on the Bucks, and then the total is 230.5, and the Sharps are on the over. So this is going to be a high scoring one. The other note on this game, I'm not sure if you heard this, but Chris Middleton is actually back tonight.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. Okay. So that certainly complicates matters a bit in terms of props on the Buck side. So, but I didn't see lines for him yet. So
no, I didn't either.
I would say maybe there's a 70%
minute
chance.
Restriction, or
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. But anyway, what do you with all that in mind, what do you like?
All right. So, like I said at the beginning, I had a difficult time finding some matchup stuff on this game. It was just kind of a little mishmashy. So, what I came up with was Giannis 31. We're going with the big guns on this game. Giannis 31.5 points. The previous two times he played the Lakers, he had 44 and 47. He gets up for these games. That was last year with Middleton, so I don't see there being an issue with Middleton coming back and him not being able to get there.
Yeah.
He's also done it in his last 4 of 5 games this season. So I like that. It seems like he gets up for these games against the Lakers. This will probably come back to bite me for not picking LeBron, but I'm actually running it back with AD, 23.5 points. He's done it in his last 5 straight games. He's done it in his last 9 of 10. He's done it in his last 5 straight games on 1-day rest, and also 4 of 6 this season on the road. So some pretty good stats there. So I like just a ping pong of those two big guns.
You and I were on the same page, man. Except I had a better marketing campaign for this. I'm calling I had AD and Giannis, but I'm calling it the double.
Ooh, I like it.
The double. Which
can you parlay the 2 double doubles together?
No, but you can. But here's the deal. Like, really, what you're betting on is them to both get 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because neither of them ever really put up less than 10 points.
Yeah.
Right. So if you do that, you put 10 rebounds on both sides. It's minus 123. Okay. Not bad for pretty high probability. Davis is more of a recent trend on rebounding. Earlier in the season, he wasn't getting there.
Yeah.
But I think he's got 10 in him in this game.
Going up against Giannis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Especially in a fast-paced game like this. So, but if you want to kind of get more aggressive on this, you can or open up the opportunity for flexibility, right? If you wanted to bring that 10 rebounds on Davis down to 9.
I like 9 because he had 9 the last 2 times they played.
All right. So if you want to bring it down to 9, what you can do is you can bring in the points into this as well, which is kind of where the double.
Gotcha.
In, right? So Davis at 20 points and Giannis at 25 points. Davis has done that in 17 of 18 games. Okay. Giannis has gotten to 25 points in 17 of 19 games. So super high probability of both of them reaching those marks.
Yeah.
So if you did 10 rebounds for both, 20 points for Davis, 25 points for Giannis, that gets you to plus 202. So you can either go for the gold, or if you want to use that extra plus 102 or closer to plus 125 that you're getting over just the rebounds to start to kind of bring down the rebounds a bit, that'll allow you to stay in plus money.
I like this a lot. I like this a lot. We're both on it. This is just all signs point to cash money here.
Yeah, you need to hire a new marketing manager on your side, though.
Okay, all right. I'll talk to my wife about that.
The double. All right, good. Anything else there?
No, that's it.
You think the Bucks will the Lakers will make this competitive? The Sharps we're on the Bucks though, minus 8.5. So
they're on the Bucks and the over.
Interesting. So. But I think this is a LeBron type game, even though we didn't talk about him.
I know
this is a game where he's just gonna not want to get embarrassed. So
yep,
I think we'll see.
That's why I said it's gonna come back to bite us for picking AD over LeBron. In the
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, 9 p.m. We got Houston Rockets 5-16 at the Phoenix Suns 15-6. Rockets are 2-11 on the road, and again, Phoenix is 12-1 at home. So if you actually, before we dive into this in more detail, one thing I'm going to look at is kind of a game parlay choosing Phoenix, Milwaukee, and Boston all to win, and see what that might. I didn't actually look at it yet, but just as a straight up money line, you've got 3 teams that are 11-1 at home, 11-2 at home, and 12-1 at home. So these are all like super strong home teams. And quite honestly, if you wanted to throw the Warriors into that too, if you needed, which we'll get to in a second, they're also 9-1 at home. So a lot of strong home teams, home favorites.
Memphis
today.
At home's not bad either.
Yeah. So I'm going to look at some combination of that. But getting back to this game, only major player out for this game is really Chris Paul still and Cam Johnson on the Phoenix side. Phoenix is minus 11.5 in the game. Total is 229. Sharps were on the Rockets and the under. All right. So what do you like here?
First of all, your Milwaukee, Boston, Phoenix parlay is plus 105.
That's pretty good,
yeah,
right?
That is good.
Right. So, all right. I'm going to have to make a note of that.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, Boston. I mean, I think, honestly, out of all of those, the Celtics might be the one that is the highest risk. Just because
having just played Miami.
Yeah, just playing them back to back. But even if you did Celtics plus 2.5 or something like that, you'd still be in pretty good shape. So.
Yeah. You risk that. Sometimes Jimmy just has one of those games, right?
He's like,
takes over. And
I haven't played in a week. I'm going to put up 40 points. So anyway, so that's something to look at. But yeah, for this game, what do you like here?
So 2 things really stood out. Really on against Houston. Their offense is the highest turnover percentage in the league thus far this season. Phoenix's defense is number 4 in turnover creation. So I was looking for some steals and blocks on the Phoenix side. And the other one was 3-point shots allowed. Houston is top 3 in the league in opponent 3-point shots allowed. So I was looking for something on the Phoenix side in terms of threes. So here's what I got. Torrey Craig, 1.5 steals and blocks. It's minus 150. He's done it in his last 7 of 10, but 2 of those were his last 2 games. So trending down a little bit, but that also leads me to believe that he's due for it tonight, considering the past success. And he's also done it in 6 of 7 home games this season. So I like that a lot. I think this is the first bet of the year on Shamit Face.
I had him too.
Did you?
Yeah,
Wow.
7 of 12.
For a steal?
Oh no, I had him for threes.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You
So I got him
your-
on a steal. It's plus 105.
Okay.
He had 2 against Houston when they played on October 30th. So not a ton of stealing success, but I like the plus money. I like that it's only one steal. I like the the fact that it's against Houston and the success against Houston. I like Shamit for that. And then the other one on the Suns that I like was Campaign to have 2 steals is plus 180. And he had 4 against Houston in that same game on October 30th that Shamit had 2. So I think they're just going to feast on Houston tonight, and
might be good to just like take every Phoenix player and bet the over on steals.
Yeah, honestly,
because they're a really strong defensive team, and Houston's terrible.
Yeah, Bridges is another one. I almost went with Bridges too. He's another, but his lines are higher.
Yeah, might even be like 2.5 or something. He's up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I got
like
one
that.
more 3, but I want to hear. We can't let Shamit sit there. I got to hear it.
Yeah, actually, so I recognized the pattern as well on threes. So Shamit was actually my second play on threes.
I know who your first play was.
I don't know if you do.
Damian Lee.
Oh, you did.
Because that was mine.
Yeah, really good, right? I was
12
surprised.
Of 14, but you take it.
Yeah, 12 of 14. His line is the juice is high. It was minus 150, but you might be able to find it a little lower if you shop around.
Yep.
But he doesn't shoot a lot, so that's the
risk.
That's the risk, right? He's maybe putting up 4, maybe 5 attempts a game, but super efficient 3-point shooter. And the reason why I like guys like Lee and Shamit in this game is I think when this game gets potentially out of hand, those are going to be the guys who stay on the court. Yep. So I think they're both good plays. I don't know if they'll both hit, but I think they're both worth playing. Anything else to add on Lee?
Just to add, he's on top of having gotten there in 12 of 14 overall, he's also done it in his last 7 straight games on one-day rest, and he's done it in 7 of 8 at home this season.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Who would think we would both find Damian Lee role player? What else in this game?
That's all I got.
Yeah, I was looking to. I didn't find anything, but on the Houston side, I was looking to potentially fade Jalen Green. Not because of his assist performance last game, but he's going to have Bridges guarding him. So I was actually looking at fading his first quarter points. He averages 6.5 points in 10 minutes in the first quarter. Yeah, fairly consistent for the full year. The last 10 games, the last 5 games. I just figured he would have some regression there with Mikal Bridges on him, who plays 9 minutes in the first quarter.
Good point.
But yeah, brilliant analysis. But then I went to the actual line, and the books have the same theory. His line is only set at 5.5 points, which is actually good value given his averages. But they also recognize he's gonna have one of the better defenders on him. So that was. I just wanted to bring it up because we looked at that, but not really a good play there. All right, and then the last game we got the second ESPN game. We got the Bulls at the Warriors. A lot of stars in this game, but I don't know. 2 underperforming teams. Bulls are 9-12. Warriors are 11-11. Again, as I said earlier, 9-1 at home. Warriors are minus 7.5 in the game, and the total is 237. Sharps are on the Warriors minus the points and over in the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what do you like here?
So here's what was popping out. Golden State's offense is number 28th in turnover percentage, to giving up the ball a lot, and Chicago is actually, their defense is number 7 in turnover creation. A big part of that because of Alex Caruso and Javonte Green. Those are the 2 guys really getting after it for Chicago, so I wanted to look at them.
Okay.
And The other one to look at is Golden State's defense is number 28th, almost at the bottom in mid-range frequency, and number 26th in mid-range accuracy. So there's a gentleman on the Chicago Bulls that's his entire game. DeMar DeRozan, 74% of his shots come from the mid-range. He's shooting almost 50% on those shots, so he's definitely one of my plays tonight. Maybe I'll just start with that since we're just talking about it. His line's 26.5 points. He has done it in 4 of 5 overall, 5 straight on 1-day rest. He's also done it in his last 6 of 7, his last 7 of 9, and his last 7 of 10 on the road. So lots of evidence that he'll get there tonight, including the awesome matchup that he's in.
Yeah. I like him. I think he will excel in a game like this.
Yes. Yeah. The other guy was given this turnover discrepancy. I wanted to find the guy on Chicago who's going to get some steals or blocks tonight. There's no lines out yet for Alex Caruso. But I like him once they do come out. Steal percentage, he's getting a steal on 2.4% of Chicago's plays, which is in the 89th percentile, and he's getting a block on 1.6% of Chicago's plays, which is in the 97th percentile. So I'd look to do something with him. There's also some rumors possibly that that Golden State is interested in trading for him, possibly. So he might be looking to show them what they could get. So yeah. No line to discuss, but I'm definitely on that play.
Got a lot of informal tryouts going on for these Cali teams, huh?
Yeah.
All right. You have anybody else in this game?
Nope. That's it.
All right. So the only play I had here was Draymond.
Okay.
I like his points. 8.5 points. He's done that in only 11 out of 20 games, but recently...
Yeah, he's been playing better, right?
I just think they recognize... Kerr is a very good manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is not going to allow his team to, fail and change nothing. So I feel that... I don't know what they've changed, but I feel like they've changed his role a bit in the last 7 games, because... He's hit this in 6 of 7 games. So
it's got a nice trend line going. Up like this. Yeah.
Yeah. And I even watched a little bit. What was that last game? The one against the Mavs. He is super aggressive, trying to get to the rim, right? Whereas he would always drive and then immediately be looking to dish. So
yeah.
I think I think what they're doing is I think they're realizing that they are way too dependent on the 3. And that leads to them getting into some bad holes. Not that they're not going to continue to jack up a lot of threes, but I think they realize they need some inside presence as well. So I think that's a strategy change. I don't think the lines have caught up to it yet. He's probably more like a 10.5 point line.
Yeah,
right now.
You see going back to
7 games ago.
Or so ago, he's taking 5 attempts, 6, 3, 4, and then the last 3 games, all of a sudden 9, 7, 10. So you're right. Yeah.
So look for him to kind of exploit the Bulls, and then throw that on top of a 237 point line. He's cashing this easy.
All right.
Good. What else you got? Anything else?
I think that covers it all. Yeah.
Just one birthday announcement for my former favorite player, DeAndre Hunter.
Yes.
Turning 25 today. So we didn't cover his game.
We didn't, but we got to find something on him.
They're playing the...
There's no lines for him yet.
They're playing who?
Denver.
Denver. Okay.
Yeah.
So that... I could see he's the kind of guy who's got super low ancillary lines. His points will be somewhere around 15, but when you look at his assists or his threes or his rebounds, they're always super low. Okay. So, but learning from Julius Randle, I think guys are predominantly motivated to score on their birthday. So
yes,
I think,
they're not looking to dish the ball. Or, I
think don't be trapped to play 2 assists or 2 rebounds or whatever. Just go for the 15 points.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Birthday boy's getting it tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Nice work, David.
Yes. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the weekend.
Yes.
And,
We'll try to get a weekend pod in.
Yes. Awesome.
All right.
And,
Talk to you later. Good work.
See you later.
Bye.